Hello, 2021 IR4 Industry Technology Session. This is Craig Kleppe with BASF. I'd like to give an update today on projects that are being developed by IR4 with BASF products. First, I'd like to give credit where credit is due and talk about the successes of IR4. In 2020, we had a number of EPA registrations, the first including cyflomedephine, use of sultan miticide on greenhouse pepper, tomato, and strawberry, and use of Nealta miticide on the stone fruit crop group. Supplemental labels have been approved and we have released these into the marketplace for use in 2021. In October of 2020, aphidopiropin uses for Ventigra insecticide on greenhouse cucumber, pepper, and strawberry were approved. Supplemental labels have been released. However, they are still under review by California DPR. In November of 2020, saflofenicil new uses for Trevix herbicide on caneberry, fig, and chia desiccation were approved. We've released supplemental labels on fig and chia. However, we are still working on the caneberry label, trying to develop and release a safe use pattern. In December of 2020, Cethoxtim uses were approved for use of post-herbicide on basil and caneberry. We're still working to release the basil label, but we'll release caneberry or reduced PHI with a banded application during the next container label production in 2021 for post-herbicide. I'd next like to talk about the projects that IR4 has completed their work, have submitted the petitions, and are currently under review by EPA. First is fluxaperoxide plus paraclostrobin, a premixed fungicide called Maravan for use on pomegranate. The pre-due date is October 2021. Secondly is cyflomedephine, submitted in July of 2020 for use of Nealta miticide on hops. The pre-due date is December of 2021. And finally, in a package submitted in July of 2020 for glufosinate use, a Rely herbicide on avocado, fig, the cucurbit crop group, and the fruiting vegetables crop group. The pre-due date is December of 2021. Now I'd like to talk about the projects that are currently in development with IR4 under the researchable status. First, insecticides, cyflomedephine for use of Nealta miticide on the cucurbit crop group and on peppers, bell and non-bell. IR4 is drafting a tolerance petition and expects to submit to EPA third quarter 2021. In a project that was just started this year with residue studies, our new insecticide brofenilide for an in-furrow treatment in sugarcane to control wireworms. The next batch of researchable projects currently under development with IR4, fungicides from BASF. First is a combination product dimethomorph plus amitroctidin, which is called Orvego fungicide for use in greenhouse-grown lettuce, cucumber, bell and non-bell peppers, and tomatoes. Currently, the tolerance petition is being drafted and anticipate EPA submission in fourth quarter 2021. The next project that's being developed is a combination fungicide including boscalid plus paraclostrobin. It's called Paget intrinsic fungicide for use on greenhouse strawberries. Residue trials have been started in 2021 and are ongoing currently. The final fungicide project that's currently researchable is fluxaperoxide plus paraclostrobin, and this has two projects, one on stevia for Praxor Xemium brand fungicide, and the other on coffee. Tolerance petitions are being drafted for these two projects, and the anticipated EPA submission date is fourth quarter 2021. For herbicide projects currently researchable with IR4, first and foremost is glufosinate projects for the use of Rely herbicide on various tropical and trees, including lychee, guava, banana, and carambola. Also for use of Rely on grasses grown for seed to convert a 24C use to a Section 3 use. All these projects are being currently drafted as a tolerance petition and are anticipated to be submitted to EPA in third quarter 2021. Also, there's the use of Rely herbicide on coffee and sweet potato as a pre-plant burn down treatment. These projects are in the analytical phase where residue trials were started 2 years ago. Sample analysis is currently ongoing. EPA submission date is targeted for fourth quarter 2022. And finally, new projects just started in 2021 with residue trials in the field on fuzzy kiwi fruit and on safflower. The latter, the target crop that will be included in the residue studies are sunflower as the rep crop for crop group 20B. Again, these were started in 2021. Additional herbicides under researchable in 2021 are saflufenicil for the development of sharpen use on mint, and for dimethenamide P for the development of outlook herbicide for use on pomegranate. Both these projects have residue studies starting in 2021. And finally, I'd like to give an update on PCRs that BASF has moved from under evaluation to researchable. First, use of glufosinate on sesame we support as researchable for residue and efficacy crop safety studies. Secondly, on pendimethalin, a couple projects where we support the use on fig as a manufacturer objective. We'll be conducting our own residue studies. And then for use of prowl on intermediate wheatgrass, where we support it as researchable, only efficacy and crop safety studies are needed. We support as researchable Zampro fungicide on basil for residue and efficacy crop safety studies. And we support brofenilide for the label expansion on sweet potato to add pests and additional application methods, pre-plant incorporated and lay-by application. BASF supports these as researchable. Only efficacy and crop safety data are needed for this project. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I'll be happy to take any questions.